What is going on, everyone? JGait here, and I'm back with another episode of JGait Sports Talk. Geez, it's been 2 weeks. Wow. I didn't do an episode last week, but I'm doing an episode this week. Excuse me. Now, not going to keep you too long today. Got a list of topics to cover today. A lot has happened in the sports world over the past 2 weeks, so let's get into it. First topic we're going to talk about is the NBA. I'm going to talk about two topics in the NBA. First topic, the NBA playoffs are starting officially tomorrow. And the matchups, so far, 8 teams from the Eastern Conference, 8 teams from the Western Conference facing off. First round for the Eastern Conference, you got Boston Celtics, number 1 seed, taking on number 8 Chicago Bulls. Number 2 Cleveland Cavaliers taking on number 7 Indiana Pacers. Number 3 Toronto Raptors taking on seed 6 Milwaukee Bucks. And number 4 Washington Wizards taking on number 5 seed Atlanta Hawks. And for the Western Conference, you've got number 1 seed Golden State Warriors versus number 8 Portland Trailblazers. Number 2 San Antonio taking on number 7 Memphis Grizzlies. Number 3 Houston Rockets taking on number 6 Oklahoma City Thunder. And the number 4 LA Clippers taking on the Utah Jazz. Now, very quickly, I'm going to do a run through of who I think will win each series. Boston against Chicago. Boston will win. Boston over Chicago, more specifically. Washington over Atlanta. Toronto over Milwaukee. And Cleveland over the Pacers. And for Western Conference, I'm going to go with the Warriors over the Trailblazers. But if the Trailblazers pull an upset, I will be amazed. I got Clippers over the Jazz. Oklahoma City over Houston, and the Spurs over the Grizzlies. Alright, so that was my predictions on who will win in the first round. Moving on in the NBA, it's the question that's on everyone's mind. Who is going to win the NBA MVP this season? And there are a lot of, topics talk about who will win, who deserves it. But it all comes down to an elite group of players. You got Russell Westbrook, my man, averaging 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, 10.4 assists, becoming the second player in NBA history to average a triple-double in a season, along with Oscar Robertson, who did it in 1961, 1962. That is my top pick for MVP, even though the Thunder really didn't do all that great. They finished 6th in the Western Conference at 47-35. But who knows? And I think that Westbrook is very deserving of the award. You've also got LeBron James, who had a pretty good year, averaging 26.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, 8.7 assists, 1.2 steals. But the Cavaliers have really had an interesting season. Like in March, they went 7-10. And a lot of people are not expecting them to go far in the playoffs. But, that's up for the judges to decide. Oh, And forgive me, I gotta go back to Westbrook. He broke record for most triple doubles in a season. That was set by Oscar Robertson. I applaud him. Moving on, you've also got Houston Rockets. You got James Harden, who also had a great year. 29.1 points, 11.2 assists, 8.1 rebounds. A lot of people looking to him to be the MVP because the Rockets finished better, 55-27. And you got, San Antonio Spurs, Kawhi Leonard, who averaged 25.5 PPG, 5.8 rebounds, 3.5 assists. The stats don't really say it much. I mean, even though the Spurs are the second seed, Leonard's numbers aren't quite there yet. But that's just my opinion. So in my opinion, Russell Westbrook is the overall MVP winner. Okay, we're going to slide away from the NBA and move on to the MLB, which has been going on for about a week now. Yesterday, my team, the New York Yankees, and as you can see, I'm not wearing a Yankees hat, I'm wearing a White Sox hat, but that doesn't matter. Yankees beat Tampa Bay Rays 3-2. Had a great outing from starter Luis Severino. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts to earn his first win of the season. And there was big offensive side from the Yankees. Aaron Hicks, 2 homers. Phenomenal. Really phenomenal. Moving on to another game. We got New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. Mets won 9-8 in 16 innings. And that game featured Yoenis Cespedes being a great all-around player. 2 home runs. So far, he has 6 of the season. He also had homers from Wilmer Flores and Travis Denard. I mean, the Mets are expecting to do well. Right now they're 7-3. So they'll probably finish in like one of the top spots in the NL East. Okay, the next game and final game we're going to talk about in the MLB is the Cubs. Chicago Cubs taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Cubs won 4-0. And this was after the Cubs got their World Series rings. You had homers from first baseman Anthony Rizzo, shortstop Addison Russell. Brett Anderson pitched a good game. 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. What more can you say? Okay, moving on. Excuse me. I'm going to talk briefly about the NFL Draft, which is going to be held on the 27th in Philadelphia. And these are some of the top players who I think will be top 10 picks. You got Myles Garrett, defensive end from Texas A&M, redshirt sophomore, who will most likely be the top pick because the Cleveland Browns have the number 1 pick. But who knows? Browns fans are desperate for a quarterback. And that's why people are looking towards North Carolina QB Mitch Trubisky, who's redshirt junior. But the thing about Trubisky is he was only a starter for 1 year. And that doesn't say much about how the player will develop against the professional talent. And also you got Deshaun Watson, QB from Clemson, coming off winning the national championship. I mean, who knows what'll happen? You gotta see. So tune into ESPN on 27th, and it'll be something to look forward to. The last topic of the day we're going to talk about, NHL playoffs have started. New York Rangers are already winning in the series against the Montreal Canadiens. Their last game against the Canadiens, which happened on the 12th, Rangers won 2-0. He had goals from Tanner Glass and Michael Grabner. Tonight, they play again for Game 2 at the Bell Center. Go Rangers. Okay, and that wraps up this episode of JGait Sports Talk. Till next time, peace out, sports fans. I'll see you around.